line no enu ani and me say me de bachelor mo amomo hu se ne tie. This is the Z9 na ya billion US dollars. Ya hwe ye amforce na kohokwe na no helicopter e bie kwakumase ametina wo bat chukuchuku chonkonkum chonchon bag chese wo yam crab
Minister for Transportation for the Republic of Ghana and Sao Tome. Distinguished passengers, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire crew, I welcome you all back on board this afternoon's Qatar special flight from Takrady to Accra. So we shall be cruising at an altitude of 11,000 feet above sea level. Our flight time to Accra is approximately 37 minutes, depending on weather and traffic control instructions. The temperature around Takrady is quite high, and this might generate some light turbulence during our initial climb out to altitude. We do not expect any emergencies on this flight. Should there be any, staff please remain calm and take instructions from the crew. We're currently taxiing for departure. We're not expecting any further delays. I have the request to bring your seat backs to an upright position and ensure your seat belts remain fastened. And once again, on behalf of the entire crew, we wish you all a pleasant flight. Thank you for flying with us, sir.
Oh. Hi, this is Jackie and you are watching Morris TV. Keep it locked.
Abusia me mo bibia kwa ba aha eya Morris TV, so don't forget say over subscribe no share e de amame. Ene o my Ghana mu report aye twen no nyame adom abrewa yi homa kwan mu emomo de report no abrayen na ohwa report a whole Ghana yetimo yen defense minister eka ho bi wanya na kwansi ewuo ewu ya jane ma meni na busua ho na ya de sa report no abraye ya odo nsa ba hwe wanimu no wasu no aka no ha se ya man Ghana da ben eno man ebeye yie enso ya se so man yi beye yie a efrime ene wo na adwuma ben na yeye samu be kan ya eye akwanhia enipa nwotwe efamu ehwere wo nkwan na ban mu mpanimfo eka ho bi ne wo mu awosom oman no eye crew members eye pilot aka ho bi etwi helicopter no konya akwanhia mo hye dwere be no ema oman yi butu yesun ye no ho report ena mo de abrayen no na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene wose woko eye program eco launching against this galamsey anti-galamsey yebejai galamsey omenya wose ye stop ye nsase ene ade eno ho nso aba na Ghana fo hwe ya woto ye ede ema no eno nti na wose woko launching eye project kase pa wode eba ba stopping Nenso wentimi anko because na sorry awakọ Assemblies of God for no program ewo gomu afete eye PCC Pentecost Convention Center e wasa no so no ne yiri nyina akopie mu ho no ansana owo another international program so ana wasa wako enu na eye oba botai ni kunwachi se nyame yi kire no se den yo adono na se ne pai body eye adwuma pa o se mi kunu obo ase de me ma wo nko ne yankwa sorry de ani wie ansana other ones wako enam so kra mwofra wo so afokora ebo na mane na no na papa ifre so obo ase de ne wontimi nko enti ane ne mpanimfo yi enkonko gina mu emfa ma no mekire eye eduedo mane bo amasa so na Ibrahim Muntala eka ho bi na fen so eye Minister for Environment and Science and Technology Alhaji Muru enso eka ho bi na sankrofwe be captains a wonso no wo eye helicopter ni mu a omo ye nwotwe e na omo kohia omo kwanhia wuo sa kwanhia wuo yi e ba eto ho no Ghana fo bi mo e kan say allegedly eye NPP fo e na omo set trap e de ama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enti no ko otene te eyi na firo because eye shock a wode ma omo during election no still na wonte ase e na obeye niam bia e beye na mamuo no entimi enkoyie ama no so wo be target with a whole lot eye kwanhyensi ye wokofa former president eye Atamos incident e be si ye e de be target Mahama obi akeka ne obeka bia enti no ye beti black box I betimi aboa me anya report a yesi helicopter na bi wo mu a e capture bibia information bia na ohwe sane helicopter a esi highway bi.
The Honorable Minister for Transportation for the Republic of Ghana and Sao Tome. Distinguished passengers, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire crew, I welcome you all back on board this afternoon's Qatar special flight from Takrady to Accra. So we shall be cruising at an altitude of 11,000 feet above sea level. Our flight time to Accra is approximately 37 minutes, depending on weather and traffic control instructions. The temperature around Takrady is quite high, and this might generate some light turbulence during our initial climb out to altitude. We do not expect any emergencies on this flight. Should there be any, please remain calm and take instructions from the crew. We're currently taxiing for departure. I'm not expecting any further delays. I have the request to bring your seat backs to an upright position and ensure your seat belts remain fastened. And once again, on behalf of the entire crew, we wish you all a pleasant flight. Thank you for flying with us, sir.
Z9 no enu ani ena me se me de bachere mo amuma hu se netie. This is the Z9 ana ye mpanimfo atim ye captains atimu ye air force for atimu eye pilot ewo mu bie a wagya ne baketo honom ekọ. This is it ana wo mu na arahusam said this Z9 no emfie du bia wase ye ne maintenance according to the report. Sa emfie du na wase ye ne maintenance no Ghana de no de da bi ye nya yo enya 19 good years ye nya hu maintenance and so president de yetimi atam de ko ese ye nya hu maintenance mi abosi katwitwiri die empempem ade ye hu ye eba ye president ni de no ye respect ehọ no na individuals na wo som oman no hwe ye eye armed force bra wo bra oman hu aje kekra no madu ho aje kekra no madu ho aje kekra ho captain mahama bra ko bra wo dentro boase sankrofo we mu nyina no de eduru ho no ma na ye no something which is there ye nwi wo ho na enema wo se ye no ye nya ne sa say sa eye helicopter Z9 emfie dubia wo se ye maintenance no ya tro de ko nanso ya ma o anko ankoye si ya tro de ko ya tro de ko da ben date ben ene de ko ye maya sure say sa time nanaaddo abreso na wo se ye this maintenance wan hwe amayanye Ghana for maintenance kwaya ya resabia fu ani kwahwade fa wani kwahwade eye theater ko hokwahwade ko OPD sahodo kwahwade na no me ko hospital bi ami modini enkonya ewo OPD nyina asai araste enso ya nya maintenance da eno na akwaku nkrofo yo eno na akwaku nkrofo yi na yet na report abane the report abranye a yesi eye radar no so no e wo se ye nya monitoring ye ni monitoring ni bi enti se asemasi na ye hia emergency bi na wo se ye de helicopter ekọ a ye ntimi monitor se nya Kumasi to Accra na ekọ anase Accra to Takrady na ekọ a ye ntimi monitor. Aside this place no we can't monitor it. Ye fra ye ho man Ghana when you see a independent country, when any you see your man a quay mayen, some man yet who gold body, this or mine, and yet who gold body, ya catchery, ya catchery. Na ya no free honor monsua. Sa black boss no more reports no crowd. The last 2 hours of the journey no, and it make recording. Enyema recordu ye nyina no ekyere se eye weather no na enye na ye bisa se Ghana ha yen eye mpanimfo weather report forecast for omo ntimi antre that day no na se eye flight bi betu efri ha ko ba bia ye ni nkrofo a omutimi ehwe weather ne hwe wiem se ne tie report yi eye ye kire yen se captain Forjo kire se omo hwe wiem anapa no enu ti time okra na wasanka eye helicopter ni tu no omo delay for 1 hour omo antu no wotu ya wo so dan na call so yes eye captain na wo flight mi na ofele se obetimi a control akọ because na so na no weather nye papa sometimes no matter matter no emwa I can do it metimi aye no enya no Ewie mu a ka flight nam hono mu a wonni bibia wo de ba chichire ho ye ni parachute bia e wo ye helicopters mu ya flight mu ni ade ne wo bi krampo a yentimi anyusu say air force na armed force na wo bi a ankedu kwawu a man force se bia brofo mfa bi megu kwawu ma meyusu ye ni nothing. What I say? Sanya we don't have it. Akandie na beboa wo mo for a safe landing near there. I say na park do around the crown ko betimi aye immediate landing. Na so no akesesem obi a show off, obi a person gidin or drive aye you friend say abemu pennies for and then all the defense minister e the two kwan enti oyi nkeche moba ya bonaba so e na hwe akoto nkrofo ma e de atwene you ato nkrofo ma atwene na areho with this report. It's nice and no NPP for na Ghana for bi susu say eye won mo e na mo settle sa trap no ye vindicate omo per the report ye omo ye vindicated chesa omo nim ho hwe eye nipa bi mo negligent bua payo e wo say ye won ma wo so mo hwema maintenance ekoso maintenance in defense ministry ya ba tro report the accord. This is what we need, but they will not honor it. One nya say yaji over $1 billion. $1 billion. Ya hwe ye amforce na kohokwe na no helicopter e bie kokumase ametina wo bat chukuchuku chonkonkum chonchon bag chese wo yam kra ba hyew wo be no ho wanfa car no wanko na wo so kwakwa wo de ya bisansam trofo ya wofu bie wo be ka mu asam akyerew wo yam pa e ba hyew e ho na wo be frɛ wo chese wo anya ya wo be frɛ ompna na asa wo maami bi ate no ba bia bank account no e wo save wo ATM machine ba bia da because unye safe ayam hwehwe enkoa emwa mayankwa ne enkotie eye report empanifo anwene aposade aba abrayen ewo oman Ghana mu no yentie.
On Wednesday, 6th August 2025, the Z9EH tail number Golf Hotel Foxtrot 631 helicopter operating a scheduled flight from Accra to Obuasi was involved in a crash at Dampier Forest Reserve of Anochi Crow, Brofiedro, in the Adansi Ekruform district, Ashanti region. All 3 crew and 5 passengers on board died. The President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, directed the Acting Minister of Defense to constitute an accident investigation board. The Ministry of Defense, on the 25th of August 2025, announced through a press release the establishment of the board mandated to inquire into the causes and circumstances leading to the Z9 Echo Hotel helicopter accident. This investigation has been conducted in accordance with the Ghana Air Force flying orders, the Ghana Air Force Air Staff instructions, Annex 13 of the International Civil Aviation Organization's Convention on International Civil Aviation. Generally, investigations under these regulations are conducted to determine circumstances leading to the accident and prevention of future accidents and incidents. The final report, which was presented, came in a format which had 4 parts. Part 1, factual information. Part 2, analysis of the factual information. Part 3, human causes. We examined the medical and psychological records of the crew. A review of the medical and personal records revealed no known medical or psychological conditions in the captain, co-pilot, or technician at the time of flight. All 3 were described by witnesses as calm, prepared, and professional during the pre-flight activities. Fatigue or medication was not considered to have materially affected their performance on the day of flight. Now to the sequence of events. The flight departed Accra under visual flight rules in marginal weather. The flight to Brofuyedro was uneventful. Brofuyedro is approximately 90 miles from Accra, about 10 miles from Obuasi. As the flight approached Obuasi, visibility deteriorated rapidly due to mist and low clouds. At 9:56, the crew entered IMC, which is Instrument Meteorological Conditions. To the layman, it is they flew into clouds because they no longer could stay away from the clouds, so they flew into clouds and transitioned to IFR. Now, IFR is Instrument Flight Rules. So what it means is they now transitioned from navigating using visual cues to now navigation solely on the aircraft's instruments. In our findings also, we said there's limited national navigational capacity, a capability for en route and remote area weather services. We also looked at training and realized that the Air Force doesn't have much simulator training. We looked at flight monitoring and realized that there was no flight data monitoring also taking place. For flight following and tracking of aircrafts, we realized that it was also not there. There's no secondary surveillance radar, no automatic dependent surveillance broadcasts, or any other real-time tracking of aircraft. Our safety recommendations. There is a definite need to modernize the fleet of the Ghana Air Force. We have recommended that the Air Force acquire modern aircraft with terrain avoidance warning systems and modern navigation systems. That the aircraft should have cockpit voice recorders and flight data recorders, which are the audiovisual capable types. That the Air Force should invest in simulators for recurrent training. That they contract certified aviation weather provider or providers, and that Ghana as a nation should try to have en route navigational aids, especially in remote areas. The Air Force should seriously consider establishing flight data monitoring and en route tracking systems. And finally, we believe that they need to acquire ground support. That the Air Force should invest in simulators for recurrent training. That they contract certified aviation weather provider or providers, and that Ghana as a nation should try to have en route navigational aids, especially in remote areas. The Air Force should seriously consider establishing flight data monitoring and en route tracking systems. And finally, we believe that they need to acquire ground support equipment, modernize what they have. In conclusion, the helicopter accident was an unfortunate and sudden weather-related accident. Implementing the safety recommendations will prevent the reoccurrence of future accidents. At this time, before I take any questions, I just want to give a few acknowledgements. I'd like to acknowledge the efforts and the support that the team had from the National Security Secretariat, led by the National Security Coordinator. It made what was a really difficult job for us much easier to do, and encouraged us to do and persevere to come up with these results. I'd like to say thank you also to the US team that joined us for a period of the investigation, the Chinese, for their warm welcome of us when we went to China for the decoding, and all the assistance that they gave us. They were very professional, and they worked with us and got us everything that we needed to be able to fully understand what happened. I'd also like to acknowledge the lead investigator, who in truth is not here today, Air Commodore Akron. He is on national duty outside, but he was a lead investigator and he worked really hard. I'd also like to acknowledge my mother organization, which is the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation Bureau, and its commissioner, Mr. John Wombati, for all the support he gave to us and the full availability of the AIB architecture to help us. And to the team that did this investigation, for their open-mindedness, their objectivity, their logic, their diligence and perseverance, and their dedication and commitment for over 2 months, working close to 7 days every day, sometimes from morning 9 till 9 at night, because we knew the country was hungry to know what had happened. And finally, thank God for blessing us and giving us the fortitude, the mindset, and for guiding us to come up with this report, which we hope will bring closure to the families of our departed heroes and to the nation. Thank you.
Abusia, wotie ya na ne wo so do comment aba na asem na wie ye no ene ne report no ne tintini nyina asem na wie ye ne se ye hia $1 billion e de akoto eye aircraft ahodo e de ama armed forces no amoma yusu sanse ene no okwa hono ma omo flight ahodo mu yusu helicopters ahodo ni nyina aye condemn asai nti wose e replace ni nyina e de ma wo mo na sa replacement ni hu sika na ye die no enti ye per report tie report by ya e de ka na assign abesom eye wo man no enti no unu se entempem ya e wo se ye esan se ye armed forces no they need it e ya kadia e hu hia wo mo ene se edu Independence Day helicopters ahodo mu di na muhwiem enye ni nyina no enye sefo e dangerous dako ye ti Independence Square wo no mana ati atoye so e ya entento ba bia president te no na tomutrim se pan e ho de ne e be fa ne ma serious no until then no de Ghana de agro na ne aye adwen se ye bedi ye nkoso anso ne ani nko me kan wo se eye Ben City, home of engines, our car bia na engine wo ho bo modern se wonsa ebetimi aka bi o de katoaba enso abedwa so a ene wo sesa no aye ne kasa e boa usisi mu ama ho aye wo de be ma oba watimi afompa eye yesu dem power batteries. Our car battery nyina no de ne de edanso enu ti fa omo number no na contact omo no mo obi double portion so ma waduane ama eye pastry ti papa wo de ayo program anniversary ayo parties ahodo omo de ama na rose fabric so ama fabric kama na wo de adandan mu ayeyie ayo wedding anase wo party bi a wo je wo sha me afra me Empress Ann edwana de hie akue sika metrimu ne masomo ne me ba bia eye mete na mejiso ede amawo.
The Honorable Minister for Transportation for the Republic of Ghana and Sao Tome, distinguished passengers, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire crew, I welcome you all back on board this afternoon's Qatar special flight from Takrady to Accra. So we shall be cruising at an altitude of 11,000 feet above sea level. Our flight time to Accra is approximately 37 minutes, depending on weather and traffic control instructions. The temperature around Takrady is quite high, and this might tolerate some light turbulence during our initial climb out to altitude. We do not expect any emergencies on this flight. Should there be any, staff please remain calm and take instructions from the crew. We're currently taxiing for departure. We're not expecting any further delays. I have the request to bring your seat back to an upright position and ensure your seat belts remain fastened. And once again, on behalf of the entire crew, we wish you all a pleasant flight. Thank you for flying with us, sir.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click on the bell for more updates.